friends. Here we are, Kardec Radio, less than 2 days away. Less than 2 days away from the 12th U.S. Spiritist Symposium in Washington, D.C. And we're rejoicing because we can see that there are friends who are already in town. They are already excited about being the capital, and may I say it, of all capitals. It's Washington, D.C., beautiful city, but a city that needs us. We need it, and the city needs us too. Because that's where many decisions are made, critical decisions, not only for the United States of America, but to the whole world. Why is it like this? Only God knows. But what we know is that we're being recruited as we speak to join forces to work together for the completion of a cycle. 12 symposia. It's not a mere numerology, but everything in our calendar year, in nature, it's a complete cycle. Jesus had 12 disciples. Not a single less, single more. And we have a year with 12 months, etc., etc., etc. So 12th is the completion of a cycle. The United States Spiritist Federation has been coordinating these efforts, and we form certainly a unique Spiritist event in the world. There is nothing equal in the movement around the world. Why? First and foremost, because each and every Spiritist center, at least many of them in the United States, join forces, invest financially, sponsoring the event, and bring their volunteers to work on the event as volunteers as well. It's very unique. It doesn't depend on a small group of people. It's a true national effort. Right now, if we had a map, we could almost see people flying and driving and coming from trains from different locations of the United States to work, to volunteer, to share this message that has been giving us new life, a pathway of true redemption for all of us, and building the true kingdom of God inside of us and around as well. And today, we're going to celebrate the beauty of this togetherness, the beauty of sharing this good news that come from God through the message of the Christ to us on the earth, the promised consoler. We are here with friends from Alabama and New Jersey who have been to Symposium, friends who have participated and can tell us and tell you and I about the power of this togetherness. Let me bring one of them for you. The first one, our dear friend here with us, Anna from Alabama. How are you, Anna?
Hello, Vanessa. Hello, everyone. So happy to be here.
Anna, it's so funny. We have been calling at the 11 p.m. programs Anna from Alabama, but actually your name is Ana Oliveira, right?
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
So Anna, last year you did a beautiful video for the contest at Kardec Radio, and you were one of the people who won the trip to go to the symposium. Kardec Radio sponsored it, and you were there. We were happy to give you a hug in person. It wasn't the
Yes.
first time, the only time we've been with you, but how was your experience overall? Would you like to share a little bit of it?
Sure, sure. It was great. I mean, first of all, having the help from Kardec Radio to go there, I actually got a friend to go to. So Juliana was there from Birmingham too. I actually have a picture. If you don't mind, maybe later I will
Oh,
post so people can do. And I would
beautiful.
love to see pictures from other meetings if people have to share with us, that they participated before and they took picture. It would be nice to see those too. So it was so interesting because we went driving, so it's like maybe 9 hours driving to Orlando. But as we crossed Florida, I also took a picture of this beautiful rainbow. So I was like, yes, see, we're going in the right direction. I always like to pay attention to, you start to be aware of where you're going and what you're going to be participating. I think if you really pay attention, the sky looks so much beautiful, and there are so many things happening already taking you there. I think that good vibration is already starting there. But it was great. Like the talks were amazing. Also, being in a room full of people thinking the same way, like having the same will of being enlightened and being together, that is so powerful. I think we all have this experience. We have maybe smaller groups, and we are all distributed throughout, the US, that sometimes being together, it just re-energizes us so much, because we know we are not alone, but we're still human, so we need that, close contact, right? That is so important. Of course, we know that we are all connected, but the moment that we are there and we physically, can hug each other, we can see each other, we can have that time just to experience the moment. I mean, it's just not that you learn, but I think there's a healing also that comes into that, and you get so energized and so motivated that then, going back and fighting your battles and, doing what you propose to do in your own groups, I think it gets a little bit easier from,
Yeah.
these times that you stop and
And
you exchange.
and Anna, you are in Alabama, and I know people may be asking, is there a Spiritist group there? You can tell there is, right?
Yes, there is. There is. So we are the Christian Spiritist Center of Alabama. We started on November 15th of 2015 with our first meeting. And then January 2016, we started with our studies. We had some people who moved, but we're still going strong. Since May last year, we started with our public, um, uh, meetings. It always started in my house, and I think everybody knows how it all pretty much starts the same way. You open your house, you bring your friends, you studying, and it expands, from there.
Beautiful. One more thing before we ask our other guests to join us. Yesterday was April 18th, 2018,
Right.
and we were celebrating 161 years of the publication of the Spirit's book, the first stepping stone in this beautiful new era in humanity on the earth. And you participated, you recorded beautiful messages. How do you feel? I know you listened a little bit
Right.
of it and you also participated. Share with us about it, please.
Yeah, it's, again, it's another thing that united us. I enjoy so much hearing. Unfortunately, I didn't put the name of our group in my messages,
Next time
but
we will.
yes, I need to improve on that. But it's just so nice to hear so and so from this group and that group, because it really brings us, this connection, and feel in everybody's prayer that we're really connected, and it's really it really cardiac radio is like a point of conversion. It really helped us to feel much more connected.
Thank you,
I couldn't miss it. I
Anna.
really wanted to participate again.
It was beautiful. We loved your messages, the meditation,
Mhm.
prayers. So thank you for participating. And now, talking about prayers and the Spiritist works, we're very happy that he made it today to join us. Our dear friend Julio Carvalho. How are you, Julio?
Good evening, listeners of Allan Kardec radio show.
Julio, we're happy to have you here. The other day, we were all looking forward to seeing you, being with you, but we didn't make it, the technical issue, but you finally made it here. And we're feeling so blessed because we're just around the corner from this beautiful event, which is more than just what the eyes can see. And you've been participating all along. For those who are watching us, Julio, and are still like, should I stay? Should I go? What do I do? What would you say?
I would say that all of us should realize that the work, it's a team effort. Someone might think because they're not one of the speakers or they don't participate as being a coordinator, a facilitator, they might think that they're not contributing. But if they only knew how much they will contribute by attending to the event, by sharing their love, by giving testimony of their presence, that they care about this philosophy that do so much for us, they would feel uh, a greater awareness of how important it is for them to attend. All of us, we are in need of one another. Any dissemination that requires effort, we need all the members that we can get. It's a team effort that each person, it is as important as the other. And if all attendees are aware of this, they would know that they're giving of themselves to make the event happen. There is no show without an audience. There is no need for speakers without an audience. And in reality, what we learned in the Spiritist lecture, in the Spiritist literature, is that the audience, it's used not only to spread optimism, but also they're donating their own spiritual fluids in order for spiritual healings to take place. So they are truly donating of themselves.
So, Julio, Emmanuel, you were saying this and it just made me recall. Emmanuel in the book Thought and Life, chapter 10, he says that we shall seek the good, feel the good, visualize the good, and mold the good with all the resources we have at hand. Of all the Spiritist symposia that you have participated, I mean, if you can take the common best of it all, what would you say is the best part of these moments in the symposium?
It's actually meeting everyone again. I truly consider everybody my friend. Uh, I like tomorrow's meeting as well, where we get to meet one another behind the scenes in order to greet. Because in the Spiritist movement, we always talk about unification, and I truly believe, I firmly believe, that if we are friends first, unification it's a natural consequence. To try to unite us without friendship, I think it's a harder job. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if we work on our friendship, unity, unification will flow naturally from our friendship. So this is the part I cherish the most in the symposiums, meeting everyone and truly rooting and cheering for each speaker and each worker, because I know how much help I need from everyone, and this is why I give my help as well. Whenever someone is speaking, whoever is doing any kind of work, recording, transmitting, working with the children, participating. I like to give my full support because this, like I said, it's a team effort, and this team needs to be well tuned with friendship.
I agree with you. After all, our guided model is Jesus, and he said, make new friends. And that's why we're here together, the three of us, talking about the beauty of this togetherness, this, as John the Rosa often says to us, it's like this eternal friendship because we are around the same goals, we are the same proposal of life, right? Right?
It's
Yes.
true.
And the potential of, meeting in person. And since we are incarnated, we know there will be lots of discarnates too, but there is a reason why being in the flesh there. has a different impact on us. So some people say, oh, is it going to be broadcast? Yes, Donna Verducci, we will broadcast. Hopefully it's going to work just so well. But if you can come in person, and if you can't this year, we would say you have 1 year to come back next year. You'll see where it's going to be. Yeah, right, Julio? You'll
Yes.
see where it's going to be. So we'll wait. You want to say something, Julio?
Yes, I like the fact that you said we need people to be there in flesh. You remind me of something that I usually hear some people saying, "I'll be there in spirit." Well, you know, when you want to go to the movies, you don't say to yourself, "I'm going to go to the movies in spirit," or "I'm going to go to the beach
Right.
in spirit." I'm going to go to the club in spirit. You go there in flesh. Well, ideally, the Spiritist Symposium, you don't want to be there in spirit. You want to be there in flesh because we need bodies there. Um, at times, people don't realize how important it is, an audience, especially for the individuals who are there for the first time. The symposium is targeted at the American audience. It's for everybody, but it's mainly done in English because we are aware of our duty to spread this beautiful philosophy to the natives. Now, if an American or a native goes there for the first time and they see empty room, or they see a room that it's half full, the impression that they take is that they're not thinking about this. It's not that they're coming up with these conclusions. It's a subconscious awareness. They will say to themselves, either this thing is not good or not many people like this, because the room is half empty. So here it is. I'm giving you another reason how important it is for you to be there and fill up one seat. So a new person gets there that never heard about Spiritism. And even if she or he does not comprehend a word that the speaker said, they will say to themselves, well, I didn't understand because it seemed that everybody else that's here, it's a full room, everybody enjoying very much. I need to learn more. I need to study more of what this is all about because it's so good. Otherwise, these people wouldn't be here. Now, if they get there and the room is half empty, it's a quarter full, then the impression is, well, I think me, like other people, there's nothing too much here. Then if this thing was interesting, the room will be full.
Exactly. So we need to do our part. And that's why I now like to share with everyone a message that I just opened in the book Living Spring by Emmanuel. We've been reading a few excerpts every night for the countdown with the purpose of illuminating ourselves in the preparation of it all and forming this current of loving light to help, to be useful to the good spirits who are preparing every single day for these moments that shall be therapeutic and already are, and bring serenity and peace and a lot of support for everyone who is preparing. And the message that Emmanuel is telling us is chapter 159 of the book Living Spring, titled With Love. He quotes from John in 1 John chapter 2 verse 10. Whoever loves his brother is in the light, and in him there is no offense. Those who love their neighbor know, above all, to understand. And those who understand know to free their eyes and ears from the poisonous enticement of offense, in order to help instead of accusing and deserving. It is necessary to bring the heart to dwell in the light of true fraternity in order to realize that we are each other's brothers and sisters, children of just one Father. And he goes on and on and on. And then later he says, therefore, love, and just as mud can never offend the light, offense can never touch you. You will know that misery is the fruit of ignorance, and thus you will help victims of wrongfulness, finding in them your own brothers and sisters in need of support and understanding, love, and you will understand, and you will serve more and more each day, for you will dwell within the glory of the light, inaccessible to any incursion of the darkness. What do you think, Anna?
Beautiful. As you were reading, Vanessa, I was just thinking what Julio said too about unity, and the message talks about to love and to understand and to love. I mean, we need to get together, right, to be able to love each other and to kind of understand. We need to spend time with each other. We need to make the sacrifices to be together and connected, and like the meeting is an opportunity for that, for us to be all together in one space and, greet each other and then, you know, build those relationships and construct those boundaries together there so that we can love our each other more, we can understand each other more because we get to know each other and we're taking time to get to each other, get to know each other.
Yes, that's why Jesus said, make friends. And that's an opportunity because those who have friends, they have a network to support their growth. It's law of society. We cannot escape the power of this togetherness, right, Julio? Julio, would you like to add your comments, inspired comments about the Emmanuel's message?
If if we establish friendship and naturally it flows from our friendship unity for the Spiritist movement to grow, it is also true that the opposite will also work. And this is why that those who do not want the progress of this movement will always try to break us apart. And if you listen to a group of individuals of any kind that are struggling to remain together, the reasons for them to want to break apart, they're all good reasons, but they cannot be reasons inspired by good spirits, because highly evolved spirits will never incite a group to break up. So the reason I say this, it's because the biggest challenge that we have is unity. And it's not just in the Spiritist movement, it's any movement that promotes progress. I highly admire Martin Luther King Jr. And in his autobiography, he used to say that his biggest challenge was to have the entire African American community fight for one cause, because the outside forces kept breaking the African American community into different causes. And Martin Luther King Jr. struggled to remain everyone focused in one cause. We have something similar that happens in the Spiritist movement. And if we take Emmanuel's advice, he says that to love is to understand. We usually misinterpret love by thinking that it's a feeling. It's not necessarily a feeling in many cases, especially when we're dealing with different groups of people. A love here, it's how we treat another individual in spite of what they think of us. Usually when someone does not agree with our ideas, we love them less. Now, why are we loving them less? Well, that's because we never truly love them. We love what we saw of us in them. So once they disagree with us, then we love them less. Well, that's because they presented a different point of view. Now, if we have spiritual maturity, we will consider that this other individual could be presenting a different point of view that can actually be better than my point of view, or the combination of my point of view with his or her point of view could have a better idea that is better than both individual ideas apart. So to understand is to make an effort to see where the individual comes from, the way he or she thinks, their past experiences. It does not necessarily mean that I agree with everything they say, but by understanding and not agreeing, it doesn't mean I love that person less. I'm still their friend. I might not agree with your idea, but I love the idealist, the person who presented the idea. So if we work on our movement to always cherish difference, diversity, that we all think differently, but we have in common our love for this philosophy that we want to grow so much, then we'll be able to overcome the barriers of separation.
You know, Julio, here at Kardec Radio, that's our philosophy. It has been all along. Our philosophy at Kardec Radio, like yesterday, as Anna said, the National Day of Spiritism, by each one participating, several different centers, and Kardec Radio has the same philosophy as you're mentioning. We bring people together, as Anna mentioned, from Spiritist, all around the world, not only in the US, internationally, and we agree with you. We need to cherish our uniqueness, which is we're children of God. The equalizer of it all is in the seeking the good of being children of God, all the same as you said at the beginning. And through that, I like when Kardec mentions that when we're looking at God's creature, and creature in the sense of being created by God, we are looking as if we're looking to a sculpture or a painting, and we have the painter next to us. Whatever we say about the painting and the painter, the sculpture doesn't feel anything. But the painter is acknowledging what we're saying. Of course, God doesn't take offense, but when we are not accepting the divine in someone, we are not accepting God in that person. But it is natural that we have our differences, but that doesn't matter. What matters is what brings us together, the equalizer of it all. And that's why here today, 2 days before the symposium, less than 2 days, we celebrate this power of being together, co-creating, as Jesus said, the kingdom of God on earth. We were called to team up with the Christ on the earth and with his team. And no matter how far we are from being a pure spirit, we are useful, like a worm, Emmanuel says. And tonight we're being asked to join forces here and to celebrate this togetherness. And knowing that there's a whole lot of work on the behind the scenes, only God knows how much work it has been. And the beauty of being together. Sunshine is at the airport right now from California coming here. We're looking forward to seeing you, Sunshine. That's beautiful. We have Josara, not fair, Josara. It's not the 20th yet, but thank you so much for your kindness. For me, it's a joy. Thank you, Carol. It's a joy to be here and to celebrate service, right, Julio and Anna, in this moment. So, friends, as we come together here, we want to call, like a conductor, call the friends who are everywhere to really bring together this serenity so we can be good instruments all together of the spirits. Only God knows what the spirits are planning in terms of the therapeutics for everybody in two realms. And we need a prayer. We need a prayer. So thank you, Josara. Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you, friends. We now would like to ask you, Julio, to kindly lead us into a prayer of serenity, of strength for everybody who is preparing to attend and to serve at this event. Is that okay, Julio? Oh, is he still there? Uh-oh. Is he there? I don't know. I think something happened to his. We'll wait. But meanwhile, thank you so much, dear. Thank you so much, Sunshine. Thank you, Donna Verducci. And I will ask you, okay, Anna, since something happened and
Yes,
Julio dropped
sure.
off, so you can kindly
Yeah,
lead us into a prayer. Thank you so much, Anna.
sure. Sure. Eyes and feel comforted in this love that emanates from our Creator, from our Father, and shower us and reaches us from all sides, from top to bottom, from front to back, all around. And as we feel this love, let us ask Jesus and all the high spirits for protection to all of those traveling right now to the meeting, for all of those who are already working in preparation. May they all reach there safe, and that there be lots of wisdom, lots of enlightenment, lots of courage and discipline for all of the ones working in both realms for this event. May God bless that meeting and all of them who are going to participate. Oh, Father, sometimes we feel like it's so difficult to carry on. We need the strength in being together. Help us see the strength in looking at each other and feeling and knowing that we are all children of God. Oh, Jesus, help us have the unity so that we can be strong, and having you as our guide and model, we can disseminate your good news and we can construct the kingdom of heaven that you talked about already here on earth. Jesus, we thank you for everything and everyone. Much for the opportunity of service help our peace, our Jesus. We thank you and we ask, since you know everything, may you be always close to us and help in our daily struggles. Thank you. So be it.
So be it.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Julio, for coming back.
Good technical
We need your
problems again.
we need your final blessing.
Uh, I
Thank
am.
you, Julio. Mm.
I'm very happy that the event is taking place this weekend, and I hope everyone gets there safely. And I also wish um, that we make an effort to be less formal and more friendly. Uh, it's I know it's not done consciously. It's just the fact that we all meet in a different place, and suddenly we create this barrier with formalities. But we need to be more friends. Not that we're not, but it's
Yes,
the
I agree.
formality of the event. We are so concerned with the logistics that we forget the most important, which is friendlessness and smile and laughter and just be content and live in the moment with happiness.
Love it. I agree with you. When I see you, big hug, you and Ligia. Thank you, because Ligia, Julio's wife, is going to be there as well. And it's going to be a joy to have her also participate as one of the workshop conductors. So simplicity is the key, our dear friends at Kardec Radio, either Carol, Mark Smith, or Leia. They are there. We have a team here. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Vanessa.
Thank you, Julio. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
friends, let's rejoice, huh? Let's rejoice because less than 2 days away. It's exciting. It's super because it's the good on earth. Of course it is. And as Emmanuel says, everything that is good comes from God. So it's divine. And as Julio said to us, forget formality. Just remember, we're children of God all the same. It doesn't matter where we come from, what we dress up. What matters, we're being invited to be real spirits living on earth. Yes, children of God. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow for one last countdown as we're almost there for the 12th U.S. Spiritist Symposium. Thank you, friends. Thank you, Raquel. Thank you, friends. And until tomorrow.